بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Now we're moving on to تمييز. So the sixth معمول is تمييز. وهو ما يرفع الإبهام عن مفرد مبهم أو نسبة مبهمة. A تمييز removes a ibham, ambiguity, from a single word. So mufradin mubhamin is one word, a single word, and that word has some kind of ambiguity, and remove the ambiguity. Or the nisbah. So the word itself is not ambiguous, but the nisbah between the fa'il and the fa'il, the fa'il and the maf'ul bihi, in there is ambiguity. Are you following? So what's the two types? The fard mubham. What's fard mubham? The fard mubham, the fard mubham is one individual word intrinsically has ambiguity, and you remove the ambiguity. And the second is nisbatin mubhamatin. And nisba mubhama, nisba mubhama is when you remove one ambiguity that occurs between the link. We're not sure how the fa'il and maf'ul bihi are linked, how the fa'il and the fa'il are linked. Okay? And we go through that inshallah bit by bit. I think I pressed the wrong button. Press the right button again. I think I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Right. What's al-fardul mubham? A fardul mubham is called tamyiz mufrad. And this is the original tamyiz. وهو al-adad. Like a number in itself is ambiguous because if it's a 15, without context, 15, we don't know 15 of what. So that's adad, that's mubham. And the other tamyiz sarih, like an explicit number. رأيت أحد عشر. The kawkab and the tamyiz of the adad sarih. Or adad mubham. So it's a number, but it's not like a clear number. Like for example here, come. Like come khabariya basically. So it's like how many? So how many we don't know, but it's a number, but it's not like 5 or 10 or 15. It's like, it's still a number, but it's like ambiguous number. So that can also have a tamyiz. Kam ataynahum min ayatin bayyina. So kam ataynahum. How many did we give them? And then this is the tamyiz. And then the min, why is it majroor? Do that later, next section, yes? Are you following? So you have adad sarih and you have adad mubham. Is it clear to everybody? Yeah? Okay. Then we have miqdar. So the same way numbers are mubham, miqdar is also mubham. Like measurements, quantities. وَهُوَ مَا يُقَدَّرُ بِآلَةٍ. If you want to understand what miqdar is, anything that can be measured by a tool, that's called a miqdar. Whether it's volume, mass, weight, size, area. Kal-kayl. Kayli. Kayl means volume. Kayl is volume. Indi litrun. I have 1 liter. So that's ambiguous. So numbers are ambiguous. Measurements are also ambiguous. You need to say what. In English we use mudaf ilayh structure. 1 liter of milk. 1 gallon of oil. Yes? So indi litrun. I have 1 liter. What's a liter? Labanan. Wal wazn. Measurements. So you have here volume. Right, volume. Weight. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Misaha, area. Now, indi jaribun nakhlan. So jarib is like, let's it's not exactly, let's say it's like, it's an acre. It's not an acre. But if you want to have an acre, so just think of it as like an acre. It's obviously, if I tell you 6.75 something, it's not going to make a difference to you now. In fiqh, it make a difference. For now, just say it's like, think of it as an area. An acre or, how else you measure? Acre is the best measurement. Let's think of it as something like an acre. Yes? So I have 1 acre of nakhl, of date palms. So all of these, whether it's surface area, whether it's weight, whether it's volume, all of these things are ambiguous in nature. So they can also have tamyizu mufrad. Yes? Acha. You may have something which is not a miqdar, but yushbihu al-miqdar. What does it do? Yushbihu al-miqdara. وَهُوَ مَا لَا يُقَدَّرُ بِآلَةٍ. وَهُوَ مَا لَا يُقَدَّرُ بِآلَةٍ. That which is not measured by an ala, but it is still like a miqdar. For example, let's do the tarkib first. Ma is what kind of ma is this? Ma nafiya. It's not synchronized properly. Fi sama'i becomes what? Khabar. muqaddam. Right? And then this becomes the what? Mubtada mu'akhkhar. Mubtada'un mu'akhkharun. Yeah? And then qadru raha. You see qadru raha is mudaf, mudaf ilayh. Mudaf, mudaf ilayhi. And that becomes the that becomes the fard mubham. That's a fard mubham. And then sahaban is a tamyiz. Translation: qadr is equivalent. Qadr means amount, isn't it? Wasaraha, wasarahatun is no, what? Rest, mercy. That's rahmah. Raha is rest. When you rest, when you lean against your palms, relaxing. Are you doing that? Relaxing. So this raha, this is what? This is the called the palm. So qadru raha, there is not qadru raha. There is not the equivalent of a palm of what? Huh? No. Raha does mean rest. It doesn't mean rest here. So raha means rest. It also means palm. But here what does it mean? Here it means what? When you smoke, or talk to anyone blank somebody, talk to palm. Don't talk to me. So like, talk to palm. No? 90s like cheesy jokes. No? You don't know if that's a Barbadian thing, American thing, or if it goes in English. So you say talk to palm. So you put the hand in front of you and block them like that. So palm is P-A-L-M. So palm. So qadru raha, equivalent of a palm. So in the sky, there's not even the equivalent of a palm of cloud. I mean, there's no clouds at all, not even this much cloud. So here, qadru rahatin, what's qadru rahatin? That's shibhul miqdar. Because qadr is like, using the word, it's not like a measurement, but it's like, you get it, it's like a miqdar. You don't have this much. That's not a measurement people use, but you can say it is. So we say here that this is also, and the reason we call it shibhul miqdar, is ma la yuqaddaru bi ala. It's not measured by an ala. It's measured by your hand, or your shibra, or your zira, or something, yes? Are you following? So that's called shibhul miqdar. And after that we have وَمَا أُجْرِيَ مَجْرَى الْمَقَادِيرِ, those things which are used or assumed to be like miqdar. وَهُوَ مَحْتَاجَ إِلَى تَمْيِيزٍ, it is that which is what? It is that which needs a tamyiz. It is that which needs a tamyiz. For example, there's a mistake here in the kasra. Oh no, sorry, that's one. Right. وَلَوْ جِئْنَا بِمِثْلِهِ مَدَدًا. وَلَوْ جِئْنَا بِمِثْلِهِ مَدَدًا. So anything that needs a tamyiz. So for example, in Surah Kahf, وَلَوْ كَانَ الْبَحْرُ مِدَادًا لِكَلِمَاتِ رَبِّهِ. So the all it will water out. So mithlihi, the likes of it. But if we were to bring, so the ayah is the kalimat of Allah, the ilm of Allah is never ending. Is Allah is limitless, is limitless. His ilm is limitless. The words that denote His ilm is going to be limitless. So if they get all the ocean ink, and all the trees as pens and write, the ilm will come to an end. Even if you bring the whole thing again, whole earth again and the whole water again, وَلَوْ جِئْنَا بِمِثْلِهِ مَدَدٍ, if you get the whole ocean and bring it as madad, means here ink. Ink or extension ink, increase in ink. No, bimithlihi, like it. Now, like it needs a bit of clarification. What does mithlihi need? Like it, in what? If you were to bring the likes of the seven ocean as ink. Are you following? Not ink, I think it means here as backup. Madad means like a backup, extension, like backup for it. As an extension. وَلَوْ جِئْنَا مِثْلِهِ مَدَدًا. Even if you were to bring the likes of it, meaning the likes of the ocean, as ink. Are you following? So it's needed tamyiz. You can tell from the content tamyiz. That word needs a tamyiz. So that's also going to be tamyiz mufrad. وَمَا هُوَ فَرْعٌ لِلتَّمْيِيز. So let's say, for example, if something is a fara' of a tamyiz. Yes? Yes? That's also needs, for example, here. ما هو فرع للتمييز. Yeah. So khatam. So what's the asal? Silver. That's asal. From silver, what do you make? You make a ring. So what's the asal? Fidda. What's the fara? The khatam. So indi khatamun. I have a ring. Ring of what? I have a ring is what? Of gold, of silver. But this structure, indi khatamun fiddatan, is the Arabs have used it as tamyiz. But if you look at the next line, it says al-ghalibu fihi al-idafa. Usually this is used as idafa. You will say indi khatamu fiddatin. You will say khatamun fiddatan. So it is rare, but it can be used as such. And there will be certain differences in the two meanings. Yes? Ji.
Is there a difference between the first two when you spring
The books have it differently. This is, you could, if you wanted to, I mean, people probably say it's the same thing. Because that's ujr and miqdar as well, isn't it? It could be, I can't say a clear difference, but I can explain to you, but some books, the books I took it from, they have it separately. Okay. Everybody following? Any questions? Yes? Yeah, should we? Now we're moving on to An-Nisbatul Mubhamatu. What are we moving on to? An-Nisbatul Mubhamatu. What's Nisba Mubhama mean? وَيُسَمَّى تَمْيِيزَ جُمْلَةٍ. So the previous one is called Tamyizu Mufradin, when one word itself, like for example, the Jadib was Mubham, the Adad was Mubham. You follow me? Now the whole Jumla is Mubham. وَيَكُونُ غَيْرَ مُحَوَّل. This can come in two ways. Way number one is غَيْر مُحَوَّل. It's not muhawwal. What does muhawwal mean? Tahweel. To change one form to the other. To change. So is غَيْر muhawwal meaning it wasn't something that became something. In itself is a tamyiz. For example, here, لِلَّهِ دَرُّهُ فَارِسًا. لِلَّهِ دَرُّهُ فَارِسًا. Many have you see a lot in Arabic books. لِلَّهِ دَرُّ الْقَائِلِ. لِلَّهِ دَرُّ الْقَائِلِ. Meaning, somebody said a very brilliant statement. They say, لِلَّهِ دَرُّ الْقَائِلِ. What does this mean? الدَّرُّ اللَّبَنُ أو الكثير منه. So the word darrun either refers to milk mutlaqan or al-laban al-kathir. What does darrun mean? Huh? Laban or a lot of laban. Now what does it mean? Lillahi labanuhu. So when we say lillahi darruhu, it means lillahi labanuhu. Now how does this mean? What does this mean? This means inna allaha saqahu labanan khasan. Like to Allah belongs his milk, meaning Allah like took, you say here, ihtimamun khas, special care of his milk. Where is the child? What's the child's first sustenance? The milk. That's why they will look for very healthy environment, healthy mother to look after the children of the Arab before. Yes? Okay? So inna Allah saqahu labanan khasan. So looking after the child and feeding them, it's not something, oh, waste of time, can't do anything, I'm tied down. This is a great ibadah. You follow me? Yes? So if a husband goes out and works and the wife feeds the child, the husband gets reward for earning and she gets reward for feeding. Some people think that this is like they're tied down. Taking time out and doing that is very important. Yes? So inna Allah saqahu labanan khasan. فَأَصْبَحَ فَارِسًا بَطَلًا. So he had a good upbringing, he had good milk. So therefore he became a brave hero. Like a farisan, a horseman who is brave. That's what it really means. So lillahi darruhu. You following? So now, ثُمَّ ضُمِّنَ مَعْنَ التَّعَجُّبِ. Then anytime you want to say somebody is really good at something, you say lillahi darruhu katiban. Allah took great ihtimam of him, he felt good milk, and what happened afterwards? He became a good writer. You following? Now the whole thing, the milk thing goes out. Even ask an Arab, what does this really mean? They might not even know, but they don't know it means ta'ajjub. It's just like, that's how it means. The people like the Ajam trying to figure out, what does this mean? Like somebody said, what's up? So a guy came from China, said, what's up? I was like, what's up? Because it's all slang in, it's all like, you get it. So it's like, one guy saying like, all the word we learn in English in Chinese school is like the slang when you come to college, you have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah? For us, so it just means ta'ajjub. Lillahi darruhu labana. Are you following? What lillahi darruhu labana means? Lillahi darruhu farisan. So that's like a tamyiz or a jumla. And now it can also become muhawwal. What does muhawwal mean? Changes. So a tamyiz al-muhawwal, a change tamyiz, what it is basically, ما كان فاعلا. It was what before? فاعل أو مفعولا به أو مبتدأ. One of those three. ثم حول تمييزا. Then it was made into a tamyiz. وأقيم المضاف إليه مقامه. Then the مضاف إليه was made in its place. So you had a fa'il, for example here, look. Yes, محولا من الفاعل. أي واشتعل الرأس شيبة. So what we could have added in here is we could have added in ما كان فاعلا أو مضافا أو مبتدأ مضافا. So it's مضاف originally. So you had a fa'il as a مضاف, or the مفعول به as a مضاف, or the مبتدأ as a مضاف. Then what do? You put the مضاف إليه in the مبتدأ place. You put the مضاف إليه in the فاعل's place. You put the مضاف إليه in the مفعول به's place, and then make the مضاف as a tamyiz. So look, what we would say here is واشتعل الرأس was really اشتعل شيب الرأس. What's the file? اشتعل شيب الرأس. شيب الرأس. The file is a مضاف and a مضاف إليه. What do we do now? Make the مضاف إليه the file, and make the shayb what? Tamyiz. So this was originally, we can't say originally, that's not like in the Quran, but in our day-to-day language we would have said this is the mudaf, this is the mudaf ilay, and this is the mudaf, like this. Similarly, فجرنا الأرض عيونا, أي فجرنا عيون الأرض. So فجرنا عيون الأرض, we made the springs of the earth gush forth. We made the springs of the earth gush forth. So this was not originally, but in Al-Qalam. There was a benefit of this. It creates like a lot more. So if you say as if the earth gushed forth in springs, like the whole earth became springs, like so many springs. If you say uyun al-ard, I mean there were a few uyun on the earth and they gush forth. If you say the whole earth gushed forth, who's gushing forth now? The whole earth. It emphasizes the amount of water gushing forth. من المبتدأ أنا أكثر منك مالا. أنا أكثر منك مالا, أي مالي أكثر من مالك. مالي أكثر من مالك. So أنا أكثر منك, I am more than you. Not more than you, but من مالك. But then it changes to مالا. And obviously it can also apply to اسم of كان, اسم of إن. وكان الإنسان أكثر شيء جدلا, أي كان جدل الإنسان أكثر شيء فيه. Yes, كان الإنسان أكثر شيء جدلا. So وكان جدل الإنسان أكثر شيء فيه. That the quality of fighting is the biggest quality within insan. Yes? Yeah. Okay, there are a few masail that we need to discuss. Number one, الأصل في التمييز أن يكون نكرة. The asl in tamyiz is that it is what? Nakira. The asl in tamyiz is that it is nakira. However, that's the first thing. Second thing is يذكر التمييز في المنسوبات تغليبا. That when you say tamyiz, where is it listed? But that's just تغليبا, because majority are mansub. You do get some tamyiz that are majroor. Yes? فإن التمييز قد يكون مجرورا. Some tamyiz are actually majroor. So when we say, oh, tamyiz is mansub, that's تغليبا. Most tamyiz are mansub. But تغليبا is fine, not a problem. Now we're here, let's go through the i'rab of tamyiz al-adad. Okay, number one. If you have adad al-sarih, meaning 1 to 100, 1,000, yes? Is majrooran bil-idhafa. Number one is majroor. When is this? إما مجموعا في الثلاثة إلى العشرة. So it can be majroor as a mudaf ilay. Correct? And it will be plural from 3 to 10. Yes? So 3 to 10, the tamyiz is what? Majroor and plural. Yes? So the adad sari will be majroor because of idhafa, and it can either be plural if it's from 3 to 10, or it will be mufrad from mi'ah, alf, and mi'an alf. Yes? So if you have mi'ah, it will be amatahu Allah mi'ata amin. So am is singular. And alfa sanatin is a singular. So 1 to 3 and 100 and 1,000, the tamyiz is going to be majroor. 100 and 1,000 is what? Singular. And the 1 to 3 to 10 is plural. And it will mansoob the adad is mansoob, the adad will mansoob in everything apart from these numbers. These are majroor, the rest are going to mansoob from 11 all the way to 99. Correct? And singular. Is that clear to everybody? Acha. If it's adad mubham, what happens then? Number one, it becomes mansoob a mufrad after istifham. Come, how many? Come. So that's how many is a number, but it's not explicit number. So it's going to be what? Again, mansoob. If it's وَيَجُوزُ حَذْفُ تَمْيِيزِهَا إِنَّ قَرِينَةٍ, you don't have to have a tamyiz. You can remove tamyiz. If you have what? Context. كم قرأت? كم قرأت? What does that mean?
How much have you read?
How much what? How many? Ajza, Quran, mashallah, you might have the Quran. Pages. Yeah. It can be pages, it can be ajza, it can be anything. Because tell me the context, if you have a context. I'm doing my revision of my door. So كم تقرأ كل يوم? I would mean how many juz you read every day, how many hizb you read every day. So the context. So you can remove the tamyiz. You don't always have a tamyiz. You don't always have a tamyiz of come because the context can help you identify what is meant by that. Yes. وَمَجْرُورًا بِحَرْفٍ مِنَ الْجَارَّةِ الزَّائِدَةِ. You can also have what? It means za'ida after it. Come, when it's come khabariya. This is come istifhamiyya. This is come khabariya. It's come khabariya here. Yes? When it's come khabariya, then you have here كم من فئة قليلة غلبت فئة كثيرة بإذن الله. So this is come khabariya. How many? فئة? Groups, small groups. So how many small groups overpowered large groups with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes you even have the min muqaddara. You can have what? Min muqaddara. It's not in the Quran, but there's a poem here that says kam mulukin. So kam mulukin means kam min mulukin. So we say here the min is muqaddara. Kam min mulukin ba'da mulkuhum. How many kingdom have been destroyed, ba'da, have perished. Wa na'im suqatin ba'du. And the blessings of those who are suq, I think is like, the normal people, the bazari people. Suq is like people who live in the, like not the kings, but like normal market people, traders. Even they have perished as well. So the kingdom have perished, and also the blessings of those who live in the thing, they've also perished. So here, kam min mulukin. So you can have here, I think this needs to be adjusted because this is for kam khabariya here. This is for istifhamiyya. This is for khabariya. So I'll adjust the wording later on. But remember the first here is for kam khabariya. Sorry, this is kam khabariya, and this is kam what? What is that? Kam istifhamiyya. We'll do the rest inshallah. Any questions from anybody? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli wa nusallimu ala rasulil kareem. So we're just finishing off some of the other additional rules of kam al-khabariyya. So what we have here is al-aslu fi tamyiz kam al-khabariyya. The default or the general ruling regarding kam al-khabariyya an yakuna mufradan is normally singular, yes? Correct? Number one. Number two is munakkar. It's going to be nakira. Muttasilan biha. So kam khabariyya followed by the tamyiz. Okay. However, so the default is, how many defaults do we have? We have mufrad. Isn't it working? The default is mufrad, nakira, muttasil. Three things. But you do find a few examples where we have, instead of mufrad, what is it? Jama'. Instead of being munakkar, what is it? Ma'rifa. And instead of being muttasil, what do you have? Munfasil. Are you following? And in this situation, when you have this situation, when these is not on the default, then you have to bring min, al-zahira. So for example, kam rajulun laqituhu. So now it's muttasil, it's nakira, it's mufrad, so it comes, you don't have to bring min. But if you separate it and it's jama, then you have to bring what? The min. For example, kam ahlakna qablahum. What's the tamyiz? Min al-quruni. Is ma'rifa, is jama, and is munfasil. So the min has to come in this situation. You following? In the other situation, we say what? Min is muqaddara. And in here, min becomes zahir. So the default is it will come like this. Kam qarnin ahlakna. Not like in our basic or basic is kam qarnin ahlaknahum. But now because in here in the Quran, the most you have here, min al-qurun comes afterwards, you have to have the min. Okay. You probably call it min, I don't know. You see, when you start going deeper, like you realize, okay, but it's not mentioned min zaida, is there? So really, in theory, I don't know what you would do Arab of this really, to be honest with you. Okay. وَيَجُوزُ حَذْفُ تَمْيِيزِهَا إِنَّ قَرِينَةٍ. What can you do? When you have kam khabariya, you can remove the tamyiz. For example, وَكَمْ أَلَّمْتُهُ نَظْمَ الْقَوَافِ وَكَمْ أَلَّمْتُهُ نَظْمَ الْقَوَافِ فَلَمَّا قَالَ قَافِيَةً حَجَانِ. So here is an example of a poem. So kam is khabariya. What's allama mean? To teach. And nazmul qawaf is a qafiya, like a poem. Yes? So how much, like it doesn't say how what. So it really means kam marratin. How many times or for how long a period did I teach this young boy what? Nazm al-qawafi. I taught him how to do what? Write poems. فَلَمَّا قَالَ قَافِيَةً. When he got the ability to say a poem, what did he do? What's hajayahju mean? Huh? He mocked me. So I teach him how to write poems, and when he got old enough to write a poem, what did he do? He write a poem criticizing me. Yes? Understood, Abdul Hamid? So he teach him how to write Arabic sentence, and when he got old enough, then he started criticizing the teacher. That's what he did. So I taught him how to write poems, and when he got good enough to write a poem, what did he write? A poem about? Me, criticizing me. So وَكَمْ مَرَّةٍ أَلَّمْتُهُ. How much times or how many times did I teach him how to write a poem? فَلَمَّا قَالَ قَافِيَةً هَجَانِ. So here the marra, the istishhad is this. The tamyiz of kam khabariya is mahdhuf lil qarina. Okay, and then the last masla we have here is, it's not kam khabariya, it's another masla. وَقَدْ يَكُونُ التَّمْيِيزُ مُؤَكِّدًا غَيْرَ مُفَسِّرٍ. Sometimes the tamyiz for ta'keed. Yes? It's not tafsir, it's not ibham. Look at the ayah here. إِنَّ عِدَّةَ الشُّهُورِ إِنْدَ اللَّهِ اثْنَا عَشَرَ. The number of months in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's court, Allah's system is how many? What does shahran do? Is it a tamyiz? Like, is it for like ibham? Because what do you have already here? Shuhur. So we don't really need that for ibham. So this tamyiz is not to do it, removing an ibham and removing something that's obscure or unclear. Rather, what is it for? What is it? It's for emphasis. So inna iddat ash-shuhur inda Allah 12 shahran. So instead of saying inna iddat ash-shuhur, the number of months in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is 12. It's not 13, not 14. You can't change them around and make it 10 one month and 14 the other year. You can't do that. It's just 12.
Why couldn't the shahr be mutlaq?
It's not from mutlaq. It's no fail. So it's tamyiz and tarkeeb, but the purpose of tamyiz is usually to remove any ibham. Here's not to remove ibham. What's it for? It's to do what? It's to do ta'keed basically. So those are the ending of the rules of tamyiz. Is that clear? Any questions regarding this? Okay, subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.